Hi everyone, yesterday I posted a video of the crocheted coin purses. I had several requests to do a little tutorial on them, so here it comes. What you need of course is your yarn. I'm using a yarn from a local store. I'm using crochet hook 3.00 millimeter, and then these coin clasps, purse frames that I found in my local store. I'll be using one with the blue. This is how they look in the packages, and if you open this frame you will see that the frame has holes, so these are the sew-on frames. Easiest way to attach it, and let's start it in the easiest way. Now this is a crochet tutorial not for beginners. You do have to know the basics of crocheting, but you just need to know what a chain is and a single crochet, so it's rather easy, and know how to crochet in a circle. So we start with a slip knot and chain 2. You could use a magic circle, but I know a lot of you don't like magic circles, so chain 2, and in your first chain, I don't know, the camera is focusing. So in your first chain you're gonna do 8 single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you did 8 single crochets, and we're gonna slip stitch in the first single crochet, so not in the chain. The chain does not count as a stitch, so slip stitch in your first single crochet, and now you have 8 stitches. Next round we're gonna double all the stitches, so that means you're gonna crochet 2 single crochets in each stitch. So again, the chain does not count as a stitch, so 1, 2 single crochets in the stitch where the chain 1 is. On the next stitch again 2 single crochets, and so we continue, and then you should have a total of 16 single crochet. If I go a little bit too fast for you, you can always use the cogwheel down in the screen there. There's a little cogwheel to slow down the video, or if I go too slow you can speed it up. Don't forget, this stitch does not count because that's your slip stitch, so it should be having 16 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Again, slip stitch in your first single crochet. Now from this round on, in each round you will be increasing 8 stitches. So in the first stitch where your chain 1 is, just 1 single crochet. On the next stitch 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Next one 1 single crochet, and next stitch 2 single crochets, one single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and 1 and then 2 in the same stitch,
To me.
1 and 2 in the same stitch, 1, 2 in the same stitch, 1 and 2 in the same stitch, and we slip stitch in your first single crochet. You should be having 24 stitches. Now again, now as we increased, you will be starting with 1 in your first stitch, 1 single crochet on your next stitch, and in the third one 2 single crochets to keep up your 8 increasements each round. So 2 normal stitches, so 1 single crochet on each single crochet of the previous round, and then you will increase by 2 single crochets in the same stitch, 2 and 1 increase, 2, 1 increase, 2, 1 increase, 2, 1 increase, 2, 1 increase, 2 and 1 increase, and you do your slip stitch in your first single crochet. And as you see, with this system you hardly see the seam, everything flows nicely, and that's the way you keep it down. So this round we will be doing 3 single crochets on each single crochet and 1 increase, and then you'll do again 3 and 1 increase, and in the next round you will be doing 4 and 1 increase, and then in the top of that it will be 5 and 1 increase. I'm gonna stop here right now because now it's quite easy to follow, and we will take it from another point. See you later. Okay, we'll continue now. I reached the desired size for my clasp. I'm gonna finish the round, so that will be for me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochets and 1 increasement. So I have a total of 56 stitches. As you see, I opened my clasp, and if my circle fits within the size of your clasp, stop increasing, and from this point on you just will work straight up without increasement. So you will keep your 56 stitches until you reach a desired length. So just to show you what I mean, just single crochet, 1 single crochet on each single crochet. And again, I forgot to show this. So your chain 1 is not a stitch. Your first stitch is your first single crochet in the same stitch as your chain 1, and then I will just start working in a circle. As you see, it looks harder than it is. Oops, I was out of frame, I think. Now the yarn I also use normally is a yarn for a much thicker crochet hook, but I'm working with a thinner one. So as you see, it's a nice, really dense and a little bit of a tighter work, which gives you the opportunity, well, if you can leave the inside as it is, or eventually, if you're a good seamstress, provide it with a liner. Mine don't have a liner inside. This is just single crochet, one single crochet on each stitch.
Me. Nee.
My dog is claiming her food, so I will rush a tiny bit, because from this point on it's easy. So we have 56 stitches, slip stitch in your first, chain 1, and then again 1 single crochet on each single crochet. I do count every now and then just to be sure that I keep my 56 stitches. And I will pause here and then show you which length I made mine, but you can make it longer or shorter. Just make sure, don't make it too short, because your side clasps will have the necessary space. I will be doing about 18 rounds of 56 crochet stitches. So 18 rounds now, keeping each time by 56 stitches. I will finish this round and then pause the video, and we'll continue when I reached my 18 rounds, and I will show you how I attach my clasp to the crochet work. Once you get the hang of it, how to make them, we can start varying the stitches. There, second round is finished. A slip stitch, and you see how nice the seam here goes. So far it looks this. Well, more rounds you will have, the more the bottom will start to form. And I'll be back when I've crocheted my 18 rounds. See you later. Okay, as you see, I'm progressing slowly. Well, slowly, rather fast, because it's just easy. Just always 56 stitches in the round, and this is how it starts to look. I'm about halfway. I did about 10 rounds. Had a couple more to do, but just to give you an idea how it looks and how it starts to form. I'll continue crocheting in rounds until the desired height. Okay, see you later. Okay, I'm about to finish my very last round, because I reached the height I like, and that is in my case starting from the last increasement, (18 rounds). So as you see here, I will see if I can find a point where you can see my last increasement the best. This is almost, you see, you can hardly see it. This here was my last increasement, and from this point to there I did 18 rounds. I cut off my thread, left a long thread because I need that to attach it to the clasp, and I marked my first stitch, crochet 28, stitches and then marked again. So then that's the middle, because I had 56 stitches, so the half of it is 28, like this, and from this point to this point it's 28. Now I'm very lucky, my clasp has 27 holes on each side, 27 here, 27 here, so that's ideal. That makes me gives me the opportunity to use one stitch in every hole. Now this does not count as a stitch, as I said, this is your okay. So here we are, we finished, and I marked the middles. So this is my first stitch, this is my first stitch here, and from back to front through the first hole of your purse frame, pull, go through the second hole, through the second stitch, from front to back, and then pick up your third stitch, third hole, and pull, and you just continue like that. Now I'm lucky, I have almost the same quantity of stitches as the holes in my frame, so that makes it easier. That makes one stitch equals one hole. Sorry, was out of frame. There, pick up here, next stitch. Now I found it easier to attach it this way, seeing it in the back instead of in the front. If you like it this way, just sew it this way. I find it easier this, so because I can see the stitches better and the holes are easy to find. So there, and next stitch from back to front, pull, and from front to back, got my next stitch. Now my thread broke. I'll do a couple of more stitches and then I will show you what I do towards the end. Otherwise it will be a boring process seeing me stitch this whole frame. It's actually just repetitive. So this is the next stitch, and we go from back, back, I hope you see it, to front. Next stitch is front, this is a hole, to back, picking up your stitch, just quickly, not really knot it, but just making sure it holds. And this is your next stitch again. You're going from back to front. Make sure your thread doesn't.
To me.
And I skipped a hole, you see? There you are. I did a mistake. Making mistakes is human. I'm going to pull my thread out. Make sure you use a needle that fits through the hole, so not too thick, but still a little bit big enough to fit your yarn. Make sure so that you don't skip any holes. So this time I'm going to watch. There's my next one. Okay, now we're back on track. and then from, oh, I'm so sorry guys, there, front to back, and do a little, not really a knot. Pull as tight as you can. So again, from front to back, pick up one of your stitches, pull, and we'll continue until halfway. I'll pause the camera now and I'll stop here, and then I'll show you what I do next to go to the next piece. Okay, I'm finishing my last stitch, and this is my last one because this is the beginning for the next one. Skip that stitch, so I pull the mark out. This is the one with, that should be the middle. Let's go for a minute to the front. So this is your stitch that was marked. I know this can be a little bit of a tricky part. Now what I like doing is that the stitch you marked in the middle, I go from there through the last hole again. That's the way I want to do it, just to tuck it a bit in, to make it a bit stronger. And then I go again to the first stitch after the marking, from back to front again, and then again into the first hole in the opposite side. Pull as tight as you can, and then go back from front to back, second stitch. Now the skipping of the one stitch is needed for your closing clasp. Again, pull it as tight as you can, third stitch, third hole, and we'll continue again as we did. Make sure you pull as tight as you can without, of course, breaking your thread, and make sure your little teeny tiny balls here are not in the way. And once you get the hang of it at the beginning, it can always be a little bit tricky. Am I still in frame? Yes, my film crew is holding the camera, and I'm trying to watch through the camera as well, that I'm still in frame. My dogs are having fun. I'm sorry. I hope they're not making too much noise. Sorry. Well, that's something you have to support when I'm filming. You hear my dogs in the background. For those who don't know and that are very recent subbies, I have 6 pooches running around. 4 Japanese chins, 1 Japanese Akita, and 1 Siberian Husky. Of this little pack, there are 2 rescue dogs. And the ages vary. From the oldest is the Husky, who's almost 10, and the youngest is about 2 years and a half. And the noisy one you're hearing is the one who got attacked a little while ago by one of my bigger dogs, but she's healing well, as you can hear. I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna remove the markings. Otherwise the marking just will get in the way. That's what makes it a little bit easier with these sew-on clasps. So if you're making one, make sure you get this type of clasp for making these purses, because they're the easiest way to attach. I think they're the easiest way, much easier than the one you just need to pinch and eventually glue to make it hold. And there we are, and this was the marked stitch. So I'm just gonna again go through like this to make it sturdy. And just, and then once finished, you tuck in your threads. Shape your coin purse. Now what I do is to shape mine a bit, as I'm gonna do it now with this plastic bag. I crumble up a little bit of a plastic bag. I put it inside and then just start shaping your little clasp. This is even not enough. Put a little bit more in, that it stands nice and full. And there it is. This is your little coin purse. I did 18 rounds. You could easily do 20 as well. Maybe then that the clasp will fall a little bit better. But this one and the one in the video, the one with the black and white, is the same size as this one, 18 rounds. And this is how it turns out. As you see, it's rather thickly crocheted. Almost need no lining. You can do a lining. If you prefer to line yours, you can easily do that. So I hope you like this little tutorial, and give it a try. Any questions, please don't hesitate to write them down in the description box below. Hope you like it, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you all for following and watching. Bye.